back to my small, usual channel. I hope you're all doing great during this difficult time. I'm sending only the best wishes to all of your families and all of your loved ones. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So today, guys, I kind of wanted to talk about something that we kind of discussed a little bit with my roommates a couple of days ago, and I thought that it would be kind of an interesting topic to make as well, because I feel like a lot of people could potentially relate to this. So today's topic, as you can see from the title of the video, is what it means to be an empath and work as a flight attendant. Now, I know that maybe some of these things that I'm going to be talking about, maybe not every single empath will be able to relate, but I just feel like this is kind of a general list that I was able to make in my head, and I kind of do feel like, you know, most of the people who are empaths and highly sensitive, they will be able to see, you know, bits and pieces of their own experience in whatever I will be talking about now. But before we get into the actual list that I kind of made in my own head, I kind of wanted to touch upon the actual notion of what it means to be an empath and what it means to me personally, because I don't want to give some kind of a, you know, description from a dictionary, but to me, an empath is not only a person who is highly sensitive, but they're also highly intuitive. And these are the people, in my experience, from all of the people that I met, and from my own experience as well, these are the people who not only feel emotions very well, but they feel them very deeply. And these are typically people who strive to avoid conflict, who don't like to, you know, step on anybody else's toes. They generally can soak up, you know, any emotions in the room very, very easily, especially if you are, if they are tired, if they haven't been taking care of their mental health that well lately. It's very easy. It becomes very easy to become exposed to basically anything that's going on around you, whether that would be positive or negative things. So I would say, you know, in general, people say that an empath, you know, can just walk into the room and they can immediately read the emotion, the dominant kind of emotions in the room, and it's true. It is a great gift. It does come with its own struggles, but it is a gift nonetheless. So, without further ado, again, my first point, which is kind of, you know, it's kind of obvious. For an empath, it's really easy to relate to people and to connect to people on a level that, you know, you just care for them very, very, very deeply. And when you work as a flight attendant, you meet all kinds of people. Not everyone travels for, you know, a very happy reason. Not for everyone it's a holiday. Some people travel, you know, for very sad reasons. Some people are going to a funeral. Some people have just lost their jobs. Some people are leaving their home country. I know how I felt when I was leaving my home and I was moving to Dubai. So, you know, it's not always positive, and you really, really have to be caring and nurturing and really understand that, you know, if somebody is being rude to you, it's not necessarily because they have something against you personally. So you just really have to be a very good people reader and kind of people pleaser. I don't want to say it in a very bad way, but you kind of are, because you are supposed to be this nurturing, caring person on a plane, and you know, it's just easier, I guess, to gain trust and to really connect to passengers on an entirely different level and to care for them. And I myself, I noticed these moments in life where I come back home and, for example, I just remember that, oh my God, I absolutely forgot to bring that person something, or I like promised something and then I forgot maybe, and they were like super sweet, they were super kind. Oh my God, I feel so sorry for them. Oh my God, it's just like you keep overthinking, although it was such a minor detail, and I don't think that most passengers even care. They just maybe ask somebody else to give them that thing if you suddenly forget something, because it can be a little bit chaotic in the cabin. But you just very much feel bad and you kind of overthink when you get back home. Now, the second point is kind of a struggle, I guess, because with the ability to feel very deeply, it becomes kind of a struggle when you are placed on a plane for an extended period of time, especially if it's like a long haul flight and you are on a plane for like 13 hours, let's say. It's a little bit difficult to be exposed to so many people, like 500 plus people, for many hours, because you kind of become emotionally drained. Not always. If I'm very much rested and I'm just in a very good mental state in general, sometimes it doesn't affect me that much. But there are times when, if it's just not the best trip, maybe just the general kind of state on a plane is not super positive, it can get draining, and it does get draining, I'm not gonna lie. With this job, I noticed that I became more of a loner. I was much more extroverted when I was working in the office, and I feel like right now, when I am exposed to so many people every single day and those people change, it is very much draining, and I started appreciating my alone time way more, because you just have to give that time to yourself to recharge. Now, another moment that I really noticed on flights as well is, as an empath, you do read people, and by people I mean your colleagues, very well, but at the same time you have a difficulty connecting to people on a genuine level. And by reading people, I mean when you meet different colleagues every single time, because every single flight you have a different set of crew, so you really have to be able to work in a team and kind of adapt to new personalities, I would say. So that empathetic trait really helps, because you can read people very easily and very quickly, and just like, okay, you probably like this, okay, we're going to do this and that in this kind of way, and we will just avoid stepping on each other's toes. I will avoid conflict, and you just kind of that maybe avoiding the conflict thing comes up within you, and you just do anything in your power to just not bump heads and just kind of stay on good terms. But at the same time, I noticed that it's really hard to connect to people on a genuine level, and I even noticed that I sometimes tend to prefer to spend my layovers alone once we get into a certain destination, because I just most of the time don't feel like I really found a person that I don't want to sound mean, because it's definitely not coming from a mean place, but when you don't connect with people, you don't really see the point of going to explore the city or the place when you maybe have different interests, and you just want to kind of take everything at your own pace, and at the same time you really need that time to recharge. So it's kind of like big bunch of things rolled into a ball. But definitely, I think I'm quite an outgoing person, and I'm kind of like a mix between an extrovert and introvert, but I kind of noticed that I'm more silent on flights, and I just kind of maybe tried to guard myself a little bit. Not that I'm putting a guard or some kind of a block between me and other people, but I just don't like to invest too much into that many people every single day, because when I just started flying, I feel like I was a little bit more extroverted or exposed, I think, but it kind of became a little bit draining after some time because I wasn't actually connecting with people on a very pure level, and I was just giving away too much of myself, I think. And if you are an empath, I think you will be able to relate to this, because it's really hard to explain this type of feeling, but I think if you have experienced it, you will definitely know what I'm talking about. Another thing about layovers is that when you go on your layover, you weirdly start remembering your family and friends a lot, and you just start seeing all of these moments in your exploration time, and you start, noticing, oh my god, he would love that dish, he would love, this type of art, whatever it may be. You start feeling kind of bad for the people that are not here with you, and you start going through this emotional roller coaster that, oh my god, they deserve to be here so much more than I do. I would love to trade places, and you just want to share these experiences with people that you love so much. And weirdly, on a layover, your mind should be occupied with all of these like beautiful things, and you're seeing a new place, you're kind of getting out of your comfort zone in a way as well. But to me personally, that's also the time when I really remember the people that I've left behind, and I just really want to share these experiences with them. Another kind of quirky thing that I've noticed, but I think it's, in general, in life, this is very much something that empaths can relate to, but on a plane, when you're in this like confided place, I actually started noticing it way more, and it's the fact that empaths are very much sensitive to smells, sounds, and shifts in lighting, especially the smells. I've noticed that I will be the very first person to notice that there's some kind of a weird smell going on in the cabin. I will be the first one to notice some kind of a shift in the noise, or if we change the lighting, for example, if people are sleeping but we're starting the service and the lights are switched on, I'm kind of just like overwhelmed by that for a moment. It's nothing, serious. I kind of feel that it's even, kind of fun, especially with the smells. I've always been very much fascinated with, scented candles, incense, perfumes, diffusers. So it's kind of, a hobby of mine. But when you're smelling something very disgusting in the cabin, it's not really that exotic, I may say. It's not the most amazing experience in the world, but you just gotta take one day at a time. Okay, so I really hope that I placed the camera in the same position, because my video just cut off, because as always I don't have space on my phone. Applaud me, please. Whatever. The next point that I wanted to kind of quickly touch upon, and this is going to be a little bit of a weird one as well, but I'm actually kind of curious if any other people can relate to this. It's that I cannot sleep on a first break. And to explain this for those of you who haven't flown before, as cabin crew, whenever we have a long haul flight, sometimes we get sleepy time, ACRC. And in the CRC, we just change into our pajamas and we sleep in bunk beds. So basically, you know, before people board, we have, you know, some things that we need to complete. Then we start the boarding. Then after boarding, we're preparing for the service, and then we do the service, and then we get the first break. So usually I try to avoid it as best as I can, because I am so pumped after all of these things, you know, that come one after another, that I cannot sleep. I need some time to relax, to kind of sit down, maybe have a bite, or just, you know, have a couple of cups of water, and then maybe I can go to sleep. No matter how tired I am, because I know that some people, if they are super tired, they actually do prefer to go on a first break because they just want to get to that bunk bed as soon as possible. But to me, no, doesn't work ever. I prefer any other break, not the first one. Please do not give me the first break. And the final thing that I've noticed, and this is gonna be a little bit of a mean one, but I hope it's not gonna come off as a mean one. As an empath, if you are a flight attendant, you start questioning whether you're actually a people's person. This job is very emotionally draining. I do have to, like, honestly, I do have to work on myself every single day. I do meditation, I work out, I practice yoga, and, you know, just self-care every single day. And without it, I think I would be a mess. So you really have to, you know, shield yourself from getting into this very much of a black hole mindfully. Does that even make sense? Getting into a black hole mindfully? Whatever, you get what I mean. So I feel like sometimes, you know, I have these moments and I'm just like, am I really like into people? Do I really like being around people? Maybe I should just become an accountant and not see anyone else and just really, you know, stick to my corner and just close myself off and live in a bunker. But I mean, this is something that, you know, comes with the territory. If you are a sensitive person, if you are an empath, it becomes very draining, as I said. So you just have to take baby steps and really observe yourself and see if you can maybe change the experience that you're having and make it a more positive one. But nonetheless, I think, you know, it depends on your personality as well. It's not only, you know, that you're an empath and you're bound to be this miserable person. Of course not. As an empath, you can be amazing at this job. But at the same time, if you don't take the time to take care of yourself, this can be a very, very miserable experience. That's pretty much it. I think I would be able to remember some other, you know, experiences and some other moments, but these are just general ones. So if you are an empath and you are flying and you can relate to some of these points, please do let me know, because it would be kind of nice to know that I'm not alone. But nonetheless, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that, as I said, your isolation, your quarantine is going well. I hope your families are healthy, and I have really enjoyed this. Truth be told, I have filmed this video thrice already. Hopefully I managed this time, and hopefully I will not have to do it for the fourth time, because I will literally make myself a huge pizza and drain my sorrows. That's actually a good plan, to be honest. But okay, enough of me blabbing. Thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely day. See you soon, and kisses. Thank you so much.